iPad mini 6. It is what it is. Makukuha mo lang is yung iPad, charger, and then the cable, plus the manual that most of you guys don't even read. But let's not pay attention to the unboxing. Madami nang available sa internet na ganyan. So you just have to search Google, YouTube if you wanted to see more. So let's focus on the 4 points that we would like to share. These are information that you might find useful before deciding to buy this one. Kasi we've been using this for like few days now. And based from those number of days that we've been using it, nakita na namin yung advantage, yung pros and cons niya, and that's what we wanted to share. So this video is hopefully gonna help you to make a decision whether an iPad mini 6 is something you wanted to buy or not. We actually have 4 points na i-share sa inyo. We're not gonna go through on the technical details of this stuff. You can actually see it in Google. Just go to the Apple website and you can actually see the specification of this device. Pero yung i-share namin sa inyo is 4 points. Number 1 is physical appearance ng device. Kasi not most of you guys may access ng makakita ng ganito personally, kasi especially sa Philippines wala pa naman talaga. So first point is physical appearance. And the second point na itatakal natin is yung features niya. What do you get from it? And then number 4 is yung pros and cons. Ito yung mga naging observation namin for the past few days. And then last point na itatakal natin is point number 4 is more on the wrap up. Is it a good buy or not? So start tayo sa physical appearance nitong iPad mini 6 para magkaroon kayo ng idea ng look and feel niya. Yung iPad mini 6 is as small as 19.5 centimeters yung taas. And then yung lapad niya is nasa 13.5 centimeters. Tapos yung kapal niya is like around nasa mga 5.5 centimeters lang. So gano'n siya kanipis. If you've seen a iPad Pro, 12 inches, gano'n siya kakapal. Very thin siya pag walang case. Pero pag nilagyan mo siyang case, doon siya tumataba. Pero basically, with this current physical appearance niya, maliit siya and manipis. Almost malaki lang siya ng konti sa iPhone Pro. In terms of the screen real estate nito, meron kang 8.3 inches na screen, which gives you 2266 by 1488 resolution ratio. Good enough for browsing the internet, good enough for browsing Instagram, and probably working on Word, pero definitely not Excel. I tried it. I think it's gonna be too small. So if you're just gonna be using it for like day-to-day documentations, editing of Word files, as long as it's not like Excel data na maraming cells, I think it would be useful. Physical appearance observation ng mini 6s, it's very interesting na sa lahat ng iPad ng Apple, you will notice na ang volume rocker ng mini 6 is nasa taas, nasa upper left, and then yung power niya nasa taas. There's a simple basic reason why. Kasi itong mini 6 pwede siya sa Apple Pencil. Ngayon yung Apple Pencil is as tall as this. Kaya pag nilagay mo dito yung volume rocker niya, tendency maka-cover siya. So that's the reason why nandito siya. Now, nag-i-interchange yung up and down volume. It depends on dun sa orientation. So if this is your orientation, this is up. If this is your orientation, yung up niya mapunta dun. It's very intelligent. The last point na gusto ko i-cover is yung power button niya. This one doesn't come with the facial recognition. So basically, this one will allow you to use your biometrics, which is very, very useful sa current situation natin ngayon. Now, most of the time, you're wearing your mask and you can authenticate yourself. Just use your finger. It's very fast. So, discuss natin kanina yung physical appearance. Let's now focus more on the pros and then the cons of this iPad. Kasi I'm a user of this iPad for the past few days. And that's the reason why I'm doing this. Para mabigay ko sa inyo yung information that you can use as your decision making if you're really gonna get it, kasi it's a really pricey device. Let's discuss about the pros. Number 1 pro of this is literally it's a very small iPad, and you can put it anywhere, like as small as your belt bag, madadala mo siya. That's number 1 point na pros niya. number 2 na pro niya is, it looks like an iPad Pro, pero it's not an iPad Pro. Kasi yung specs niya. Pero it basically provides you the basic functionalities ng iPad Pro, especially the physical appearance niya. This one is under the hood of this device is a 4 gig RAM. More than enough for you to do your multimedia stuff. Like for example, if you're a filmmaker or a photographer, you can immediately connect your device sa USB-C niya and start editing and start reviewing your shots. Or, alternatively, if you're a social media guy or a person, you can use it for your Facebook, Instagram, and whatsoever. Kasi yung screen real estate niya is like a mobile phone lang. So it feels like you're using a mobile phone, pero in reality, it's an iPad with all that features and power that it can provide you. Another pro na napansin namin dito is, which is one of the reasons why I decided to get this one, kasi I'm a current iPad Pro user. If you will think about it, it's for me it's like a redundant device kasi may iPad Pro na ako and then I still get this one. Why? One reason is the front camera is a wide front cam. If you're doing like Zoom calls or presentation sa mga ibang tao, you can make use of that. As long as you have the proper, you know, decent light, it gives you that AI powered camera wherein it follows you. Pwede kang lumapit, pwede kang lumayo. The wide camera in front of this device is one of its pros or advantage na it basically provides you that center stage look and feel na it feels like your camera is actually following you. And it's all done via the software. That's one of the advantage of it. Let's talk about the basic camera features. We're not gonna talk about the aperture and blah blah blah. Hindi nyo maintindihan yun. So, this one, 12 megapixel, wide. It's really decent. You can literally compare with the old ones. And videos and pictures is decent enough. 12 megapixel, wide, that's it. That's what all you need. Okay, so kanina kinover natin mga pros. Now let's try to cover yung pros. Now you'll be surprised na itong cons na to was actually one of the pros. Ano yun? Front camera. We've noticed na yung front camera niya is suffering from low light, and what happens is pag meron kang kausap sa Messenger or probably FaceTime, yung video quality when you're using the front camera is totally bullshit. It's totally garbage. Hindi mo siya makapakinabangan. And that's why yung pros na decision factor ko talaga nung una dahil dun sa front camera is actually one thing that I observe na hindi maganda sa iPad mini, especially pag low light. We were able to compare that using an iPad Pro and the iPad mini 12. Yung quality talaga ng front camera niya is totally pangit. So hopefully, it's Apple, ma-fix nila. Could be, most likely this front camera is all driven by their AI and software, and hopefully by the next release of their software update, ma-fix nila yon. Either they increase the ISO, whatever, they should fix that one. Kasi in terms of paper, this iPad mini is telling us that the specification of this front camera is higher than the iPad Pro. Pero in reality, it's not materializing. iPad Pro is still giving us a better front camera quality versus this. From the first one is number 2 is availability ng case. I already checked Lazada, Shopee. I already checked all the Apple stores in Singapore and all the popular stuff, all the popular malls like Simlim, Funan, Bugis. Wala. Kasi it's because this one is still new. So considering if you're gonna get this in the Philippines, and if it's not gonna be popular, there's a possibility that you'll end up having challenges getting the case. So let's probably wait for the next 3-4 weeks or 1 month before third-party vendors starts creating one. Okay, before tayo mag-proceed sa wrap-up, yung pros and cons natin, basically at the moment, yun lang sila. Yun yung mga identified na pros and cons kasi we've been using this for the past few days since we got it last week. In terms of the cons, we'll probably add more in the next few weeks. You can just directly ask us once we start observing a few kasi currently it's still a brand new device and those are the stuff that we already observe. Probably what I am foreseeing is the battery. It could be an issue for me in the future kasi currently it's still new. It's expected na yung maganda yung battery niya ngayon pero I probably suspect na pag nag-degrade na yung battery nito is mabilis na siya mag-lowbat. That's the same observation meron ako doon sa iPad Pro ko na even if I charge it, once I start using it, it's like ang bilis niya malowbat. Pero one thing good about the iPad and the iOS system is if you're not using it, hindi bumababa yung battery. That's what I actually observed since started using the iPad mini 1 and 2s. And I would probably assume that this one is much better kasi mas bago silang device. So, in summary, should you get it? It's really up to you. We cannot discuss about mahal ba siya or mura ba siya. It depends dun sa taong nakatingin. If you have a deep pocket, yeah, it's affordable. If you're someone who cannot even afford getting something that's more than 27,000, you have to think twice. This device will cost you, the cheapest one is 27,000 pesos or 750 Singaporean dollars. It's in the mid-range of an expensive device kasi mas mahal siya doon sa mga existing iPad natin. So, it provides you the basic functionalities. It looks like a Pro. It is small. In terms of the price, for me, it's reasonable. So, it's really up to you to make the decision. You wanted to get a cheaper iPad pero malaki, or you wanted to stretch your budget a bit, which is konting mahal like this, pero it's small. It's like a mobile phone. So thank you for watching. Hopefully, nakatulong itong feedback na pinrovide ko sa inyo as a personal user of this device. And if you find it useful, share it, and then we'll see you sa next review namin. Ciao!
Okay na.
So Mark, in terms of audio,
Huwag lang daw magsasalita. Gago. Ayoko.
sa tingin mo yung audio niya? Is it like at par? May improvement ba?
At far?
Yeah.
Makes me want to use the Pro.
Yeah, it's like stereotype.
Dual side yung speaker like a
It
Pro,
has,
diba?
yeah, it has a speaker on both sides, so it has a nice
An
audio
actual camera
actually.
rack focuses
Diba,
smoother,
okay?
maybe.
It sounds like you're indoor. Yeah.
Surround.
Yeah.
I would maybe say the only difference is like there seems to be like that obvious halo, like kind of what you see in portrait mode when you take portraits. It's